What's up, guys? You got the Oakleys here. We're at the Tyyni, presented by Dynamic Discs and Natural Born Disc Golf in latitude 64. We got an amazing card of Eagle McMahon, Simon Lizotte, Teemu Nissinen, and myself. And I have my wonderful wife with me here.
Yeah, this will be fun because I got to watch this live while warm at home on my couch. Spoiler alert, it rains.
Yeah. But you got some incredible players here. Teemu is probably one of the smoothest golfers on the planet, left-handed, so we'll see what he can do. Hole 1 is a downhill 120-meter par 3. Lots of danger. If you go OB at all, you proceed to the drop zone. So this is kind of for us as players, avoid that OB and give yourself maybe a putt.
Sounds like you have a fan.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite songs, and I love getting the tee off song before the round gets going.
It's pretty fun. Not a lot of tournaments do that.
Mm-hmm.
GBO and this, for sure.
Music City in Tennessee. So I got a Lucid X Moonshine Felon that I threw a little bit the day before the tournament, and I just was saying be left, be safe. That's a putt. If I want to run it, I can, but it's a pretty dangerous
Really,
putt with the OB behind it.
On this hole, like, you just want to be kind of close, but if you get in the bunker, you're getting a 4. So, like, a lot of people are going for it, but also aren't going to risk that bunker.
Teemu is so good. I love watching him play. I think he has, if people want to learn how to throw, just model your form after Teemu.
Lefty extraordinaire.
Mm-hmm. He's got an Opto Pioneer from latitude 64. He's going to try and play this hyzer nice and wide and avoid that OB. You hear him know. He knows it's a little inside.
Oh my goodness.
Getting some finish love.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
What a way to start. Did you say lucky?
Yeah.
From USA, representing Team Discmania, Eagle McMahon.
An Eagle coming off the shoulder injury from Ledgestone. He felt good. He did a lot of recovery work, and it was the right decision to not play this one. He's got a Glow FD3 in his hand that he's pushing out wide. And this, I'm tracking nice. It just needs to dig nicely, and it does.
It's a good safe play.
The height is good if you can put it out there.
And then last but not least, from USA, representing Team Discmania.
She said Simon was from USA, which is awesome. Because it definitely
Actually
feels
German,
like he is.
very German.
Yes, but he does feel like he is from
He
USA.
spends a lot of time with us in the United States.
Seeing him go for the sidearm play here was very interesting because
Wow.
he's got such a good backhand that he should have been able to spike it close, but
I wonder why, too, because you're going right at that bunker.
mm-hmm,
That seems really intimidating.
totally. But it's Simon. He's going to give it a run no matter what.
Of course.
I was not going to mess around with a circle 2 putt.
That was
I just
boring.
laid up. Very, very boring. But, oh, and this is, Eagle had a pin that he put on his bag that
Like
he
a disc golf
cut
pin or
his
something?
finger. Yeah, like a disc golf pin that he cut his finger right before he was
Oh,
going to
no.
putt. So he decided to lay up his putt that was basically inside the circle.
That's why.
Because, yeah, he just like, I'm thinking too much, I'm just going to lay up. Which was the right decision. It didn't, that didn't cost him anything. A par on this hole is good.
Unless you're Teemu.
Yeah. He takes the fortunate break by hitting that. I think he might have skipped over the bunker and stayed in play no matter what. But Teemu jumps out with a great birdie on 1, which is a really good one to get. Hole 2 is a pretty big bigger hole. It's at 200 meters, but it's, you know, the top level players are definitely looking to get their 3 because you just cover, you know, a little over 100 meters on the first throw, and then your next shot is to a mound basket. So it's not a whole lot of OB to contend with.
There's an OB path on the left side, but if you're throwing a decent shot anywhere where you want to be, it'll be okay. The mound does add some trickiness when you're getting to the approach, though.
Mm-hmm. This is Teemu with
trickiness a word?
What?
Is trickiness a word?
Trickiness? I think it is. Correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Teemu with a gold line Gladiator. He made that thing look really nice. I have a Lucid Enforcer here that I'm just going to try and push over with. I think there was a headwind. I wanted to throw a Raider, but I didn't. I knew I couldn't trust it into the headwind.
Every time I played this hole, really there was a pretty good headwind on it.
Mm-hmm. An Eagle in the doubles round, he actually went with a really big hyzer because it was really calm. But I think he's taken his Cloud Breaker and going right up the gut.
Yeah, I mean that's the most common play that I saw as well.
And when you throw it really far, you can throw it through branches and still travel, you know, like 500 feet.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah. It's really fun because I've played so many rounds with Simon and Eagle and recently with Teemu that I really know the disc in their bag. Teemu.
You always call him Teemu.
Yeah. And this is huge from
big
Simon.
Flex line. That's so cool.
Big PD2 crush.
Trying to one up Eagle. Eagle shot was great.
Mm-hmm.
You can already tell just on hole 2 how scenic this course is. It's, wow. Nice.
Good little checkup up there. Lucid X Felon. Same moonshine one I threw on hole 1. It had some great ground play. Teemu's throwing his VIP harp, and this one just kind of leaks out on him. It's a tough break, but I mean he's still got to look. There's OB behind that mound, but you know.
Definitely not what he was trying to do, but with
okay.
that mound and from that distance, it's hard to judge.
Mm-hmm. That's a S-line P3X from Eagle, and
beautiful.
That shot was so good. Simon with a P2, making it look good, leave it a little short. But Simon is a good enough putter, he can make good from there. Smart play from Teemu.
Yeah, there is OB behind the basket if you go too long, and with that hill, it can definitely roll. Nice putt.
Mm-hmm.
You can already see there's like quite a big gallery, and this is a Thursday afternoon about 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool. This is a big amateur event and pro event, and everybody after the round came out to watch. And I'm sure some people took off work and everything too, but
yeah.
It was a very large gallery.
And I'm gonna be real. I was so nervous on this putt.
Oh, I could tell.
It was crazy because there's it was a super big gallery, and you know Simon made a joke like, "Are you nervous?" And I was like, "No."
He made you nervous?
And then
Simon was working.
Shortly after that, I realized that I was nervous. So definitely got to me a little bit. Simon with a beautiful putt, getting his birdie. So hole 3 is. Tell us about it, Teemu. This one's
unreachable.
Hard. This one's so hard.
It's so uphill, and it's so far before it gets as uphill as it gets, as you'll see. But
it's the longest 110 meters ever.
You have to try so hard.
So I'm gonna go with a Felon roller because I wanted to have something pretty stable that would cut. And then have a later flip. And I put this down, I was like, that's going to be good. And the wind said, no way, bro.
Oh, no.
And shoved it into the woods.
Yikes.
So it definitely gave a good wind read for these other guys to maybe correct off of my line and not end up in the shul.
Eagle's gone roller too, huh?
Yeah, I think this is a old S-line PD2 that he says is one of the best roller discs he's ever had. Yes. PD2 roller discs. Seems good. And all this needs to do is just hook and curl over, but that overstable PD2 doesn't allow for it, and he runs into the tree. He will have
that's so close.
a pretty obstructed putt for how close he is. Simon has a DD3 in his hand. He's going to look to lay down. He's kind of matched Eagle's line here. And again, it just needs to flip over and get on its top and stop running, or
same
goes
exact
deeper.
shot. Dang. Those look so good too. Does Teemu threw a sky shot?
He does. We're going to see a gold line gladiator again from Teemu, who's just going to smash on this hyzer, try and give himself a good look for birdie.
Smash.
That's really clean. He got a little flex over into that wind. Just needs to fight up the hill as much as it can. And he's got the best look from the three of us.
You can tell from there it's a really big hill,
Yeah.
just by how much it didn't move up the hill.
And I was shocked at how far to the right of the basket I got. I didn't even think I was going to get right at all, but it worked out nicely. Good nose up look. Stays close. Easy par for Teemu. Simon, we talked about it about that putt, and he says if he didn't hit that branch, he was at least hitting the cage.
Like that?
Yep, just like that.
Yeah, that's a tough spot.
Squeaking that one, and that was the
Two.
right after those two putts. I knew I was like, all right, we got to find a way to settle down.
Surprised you didn't get nubbed out on both of those.
Well, they don't want no nubs. Nubs kind of baskets. They get no love from me. And it's really cool. We all played on a card at the Memorial Championships last year, so it's cool to be playing it together again. Hole 4 is a 115 meters, slightly downhill hole with a couple trees on the right side that you definitely want to avoid. And I believe on this day we had a touch of a headwind, so I'm going to go with a Lucid Enforcer that I'm just going to kind of push over and have it hold into that wind and have a little bit of fight towards the end. And I hit it so good. Yeah. That's one way to kind of get some confidence up. An eagle throwing an instinct here, just cruising one on a high a nice turnover.
This feels really far, honestly, for the FPO field. Some of the ladies were getting close, but those trees on the right side definitely hide the basket, forcing these really fun to watch shots. It's such an open looking hole, but it forces these really unique shots.
And that headwind just kind of pushes Simon's roller over a little faster than he may have wanted, but he's got a good...
That's in his cutting range.
Yeah, just outside the circle look. And this hole opens up really well for Teemu's backhand. He can just kind of smash on a hyzer and look to try and get it to fade back right to it. And this one just gets over just a little bit, just needs to keep working. He throws it so far.
That went so far.
Yeah.
Is there OB long there?
It kind of was.
Not that he's close to it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, he throws really far.
He does.
Perfect.
It's a great putt from Simon.
Right
That
through
hurts.
the middle.
Yeah, Eagle admitted that he was like, oh, I guess I had a little too much hyzer on it, but in reality, that was
That looked pretty
not
good.
as much. That was not. That was nothing. He did nothing wrong
You
there.
could see it turn, just
Mhm,
like
just-
completely turn and
Yeah.
flop through.
That's an unfortunate par for Eagle. He didn't. He definitely deserved the birdie there, but that is how the disc golf world works right now. So you have to just kind of live in those moments and accept them when they happen.
Beautiful. That's a great putt.
So hole 5, pretty routine 100-meter hole. The tee pad is kind of a little tight, so you can't get a really big run up if you want. But opens up really well for a nice sidearm.
I don't know about you, Eric, but this tee pad gave me a lot of trouble because it was so lumpy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's you throw a sidearm there, but there's a tree right on the right side. So if you're right-handed throwing a backhand,
Definitely.
it's impossible to not think about that tree. It's pretty close.
Totally.
And stabby. Just watching that.
Simon going with a huge backhand. It just doesn't get back enough.
Would you say this is kind of a must-get for the MPO division?
Yeah, we're coming into a stretch of holes where you kind of want to be picking up some good birdie twos, especially at this level of field. There's a great set of players out here, so giving yourself an opportunity on these at least to have a birdie putt no matter what is exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, unless you're in that tree kind of where Simon is, I feel like it's hard to mess it up
yeah.
too much.
And Teemu going with an Opto Explorer. I think he knows he
A little
didn't
early.
get it over like he wanted, but he's still got to look here. Again, that's all you need is an opportunity to birdie.
Yeah, like you're not going to
He
force
catches
it.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More than likely. Oh, look at you practice putting.
Yeah. I was trying to shake off a little bit of the nerves. Trust that I can do it.
Simon from inside a tree.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
He still almost
I
makes
just
it.
thought he was going to make that. For sure. Great putt.
Mhm. Yeah, that one felt good to get.
Plug
And-
whale sack.
An eagle from a very similar distance.
Yeah, you put it right next to yours.
Yeah. Gets it
Nice.
in.
I wonder if he was thinking about the spit through or cut through at all. I
Maybe.
know I have a hard time, even if somebody else's, spit out or cut through, it
Mhm.
just makes you doubt the basket a little bit, even
Oh,
though
yeah.
it's not really the logical thing to do. Cool shot.
Eagle in focus here. Getting his birdies.
Okay, so hole 6, this is like a downhill, pretty straightforward. I think most of the guys are going to throw a sidearm at it. This is probably kind of a must-get too.
Yeah.
Because it's downhill, it's pretty easy to get there distance-wise as long as you have some control.
Yeah, the 111 meters on there is accurate, but it
plays a
definitely
lot
plays
shorter.
a little less than that. And I put mine a little short, but get some great
Got a nice
ground
roll.
play,
Look at that.
which is nice.
Yeah,
That was very fortunate, so
take
I'll
it.
take it. The right line, which is exactly what you're looking for. Again, all you want on these par threes is an opportunity to have a look for two, and then all about getting good on the putting green. An
That
eagle,
looked identical, but a little longer.
yeah, it makes it look really good. Teemu, I believe this is his triple X,
Oh,
and that looks really good.
you guys are good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that sun shining too.
Yep, just the impending doom is on its way.
It doesn't look like
Nope.
it.
Simon with the DD3 throws it really nice, using the speed of the disc to help get it down
That's great.
down the hillside to give him this look for 2. And he
Great putt.
connects. That was great. When he gets on, he is such a great putter. I don't know if you guys have watched all the rounds, but man, Simon can be one of the best putters in the world on any given day. Yeah, Teemu just leaving that one a little bit high. At least he committed to the putt.
Yeah, looks like he just hung on to it a little bit.
Yeah. Great comeback there.
Yeah. Yeah, like a 3's not detrimental. You just want to have your 2, especially from that close.
And Eagle cleans up his 2, and we'll move on to the next hole. Such a clean release from Simon to connect for that birdie. And moving on to hole 7. This is a slightly downhill 127-meter hole that has OB in front and OB behind it. It plays kind of like an island,
Looks
but
like
you
an
can,
island,
can
but
lay up.
That whole front spot is in bounds.
Yeah. So you're definitely looking to just commit to a stable disc here and let it work its way back towards the basket.
It's a little touchy though, right?
It can be.
There's trees on the right side, and you do not want to be on the left side.
Yeah. So take a Lucid X Felon and just push it out flat, trusting the disc is going to fade, and I have an opportunity
There's kind of a
to
nice
score.
hill in the back that protects you from going long, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Eagle pulls his a little wide,
yeah.
clips some stuff, and scoots his way inbounds.
That looked cool when it landed.
Yeah,
that
it
Huck
did.
guy.
The Huck Lab logo. Thank you, Jay, for doing those for Eagle. Those are super sweet. And Simon opts for the faster disc. He throws a PD2 here on a kind of a little less power,
Yeah, it looks like you're doing
which
it.
is really nice because I think that helps it kind of fight more towards the basket.
It's also nice to just park it and not have to putt. too.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And this is a really tough line for lefties, but Teemu is going with an Opto Anchor, and he throws it really, really well,
Teemu
giving himself
doesn't
the
really
opportunity.
have a sidearm, right?
He does. He just doesn't use it as much as maybe, say, Eagle and I do.
Okay. Yeah, it was a long look. Circle
Yeah.
2.
He knows he didn't fully commit to that one.
Yeah. It's not looking like 100% confident.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this slight straddle in his stance. Maybe it didn't help him commit to that one.
Oh.
That was one out of my hand I thought was in, but sometimes they just come up short. There was one that I'd like back, but still getting a par, not losing too much, just losing one to Simon, and he earned this one for sure.
Yeah, that's actually surprising to see.
With all 4 of us making the little island and only one birdie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Eagles was definitely outside, but you guys were pretty close. That was surprising.
Yeah.
But it happens to everybody. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Now getting down to hole 8. You see this is a par 3 at 181 meters, but it is very, very downhill.
The whole thing is downhill.
This is such a fun hole to throw. It's a thrower's dream to just get up to a hole like this and watch the disc fly and stay in the air for a really, really long time.
There is a bunker right in front and to the right long. So for the men,
It is in
where
play.
they're trying to get their disc to is right where the bunker is, pretty much. Either right in front of it or right on top of the mound. So
Simon throws it very far
long.
and long,
That's
but he'll
the
have
long
an
bunker.
easy approach. No danger other than the hillside.
So are you trying to park this hole when you're throwing this? Are you trying to get it right under the basket?
I'm honestly playing to be as close to the bunker or just long of it if
Long
I
of it,
can.
okay.
And I just leak it, and I got really close to touching the other side, but I am OB. That was a Lucid Raider. It felt really good out of my hand, but that was the wrong play. So I will.
So Eagle had a shoulder injury. He still does. I mean, it's like an impingement. It lasts a while. But he said he's throwing soft, and that was Eagle throwing soft, just so you know.
And he's way long in the
He
basket.
throws so hard without even trying.
He calls it old man golf. So no
Yeah.
offense to you old guys, but he's disking
Trying
down in stability and just throwing a lot smoother and letting the disc help him out and do the work.
Playing for his body is
Mm-hmm.
really what he means.
Simon giving it a chance. Wow.
That was close.
Would have been a great 2. I doubt there were many 2s on this hole throughout the round. Actually, no 2s.
Really?
Or was this might be our own scoring, but it doesn't look like there were many. If somebody did, they definitely earned it. And you can see us talking about maybe did it touch there. You can see kind of a line.
Also, it is now raining.
And it's now raining.
So it begins.
And we just, when it comes to making these calls, you have to make sure you go through all scenarios. So I'm not trying to get any strokes or anything like that or get any good lies. It's just, well, did it touch? Because that's the right way to play it. But the card said no, and that's how that works. And I was just gonna lay up, move on. Bogey's fine on that hole. Definitely go try and get him back at later times. Yeah, this is where the rain starts to come down.
You can hear it too. Cool, hole 9. This one is tricky. It's a lot of uphill while also trying to turn to the right, which is a really tough shot. It's par 4, 150 meters, and the tee shot is uphill flex shot to the right.
Yeah.
Or maybe a sidearm, but it's such a giant hole, you want to bite off as much as you can chew.
Totally.
But it's also easy to get rollaways because of the slope of the hill.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Or
kind
not
of a
rollaways,
hole.
cut rolls.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's kind of a hole where you just kind of rip it as far as you possibly can, and if you're left, it's okay.
That's fine.
If it's right, it's kind of okay. Just don't be in the woods. No matter what, you have an opportunity to score. It's just more about the second shot, and the first shot helps, and making the second shot easier if you get behind one pretty good.
Definitely a lefty hole.
Yeah, plays really well. Just gets to rip his hyzer, and gets
So the basket's
way up there.
Up there on the right, you can kind of see it.
Mm-hmm. And this was probably some of the heaviest rain we had for sure. And I pull this one a little to the right and
Almost
make
hit
it out
some
of that bush, which was
spectators.
nice. As I said, you don't want to be in the woods. That's the only place where you want to
Oh
score.
my goodness.
Simon pulling a DD3 sidearm out there and pushed it just a little long.
Little power error there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can kind of tell how intermittent this rain is.
Yeah.
It was sunny just a couple holes ago, 2 holes ago,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's downpouring, and now it's a little less crazy. It's just all over the place. But we've been told that's just what Finland is like.
Teemu with a great
Reminds me of
harp
Oregon.
shot. Eagle threw a nice MD5. And I think they missed my approach. I threw Lucid X Felon, and I am inside the circle.
Good.
Simon
Oh my
always
goodness.
looking to give it a bid.
That
Goodness.
was so close. He's one of my favorite putters to watch. He just makes it look so easy. Nice putt.
This one definitely feels like a must get as far as a birdie goes. For most of the field, it's, barring no crazy rains, it's, pretty routine shots for you to score here. So Simon not having to throw in the torrential downpour might have helped him there. That is going to wrap up our front 9. Get us hanging out, getting wet. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We got 3 players at 4 down. Teemu is right behind us at 3 down. We got some good scores coming in from this front 9. Only 1 bogey on the card, so that's some good golf. But yeah, we appreciate you guys watching this. Make sure you guys keep supporting the channel. Subscribe, like, share it, show people around, and check them out on Patreon. That's one of the best ways to support people. And make sure you go check us out on all the social media platforms. Whale Pants, Eric Oakley, Tina Oakley. We'd really appreciate it.
And if you don't have plans next year, come to the Tyyni.
This place is amazing.